Okay, so the Crimson King's breakers are only hurrying along a process that's already in train. Okay, machines are going mad.
Wait. They're so the beams are already breaking. Okay, now I kind of understand it more. So there is still magic there. Something is holding the beams up, but the beams are breaking because the machines can no longer continue it. Yeah.
I don't.
And then the
But
breakers
that's
are
not what she
breaking them
said.
even
She
faster.
said. She said they replaced the magic with machines.
I mean, if the but the again, she said that
Now,
the beams are breaking on their own. So what is that? If it breaking implies there's a process. If the magic was gone, it would just be broken.
the beams are breaking. Fuck, I don't know.
Right. So there's
Um,
something still holding it together. If it's not the machines, what is it?
but is it? Could it be the Guardians? Are they the machines?
And the guardians are not magical. I mean, the turtle.
Was Shardy magical or mechanical?
He Shardik was a mechanical recreation of a magical being.
Okay. Next question.
Maybe
Are the Portal Guardians the magical beings or the recreations? Is Shardik a one-off? Did they have to replace him?
that's a good question.
If we get to the other end, is it the turtle or is it
Whoa,
a mechanical turtle with a
maybe
radar dish on his
Maturin.
head?
Maybe that's the Maturin that died, and it is the mechanical one in his mind.
Could
Don't worry
be.
about it.
I don't know if I like to keep explaining all this or not. I feel more confused. You've seen this for yourself. The machines are going mad. So the cave is going mad. The machines are going mad. Like this stuff
That's
likes
what
to
I
go mad
meant.
in this thing.
That's the excuse for everything. It's like, well, it went insane, obviously. I'm like,
Yeah, I
oh,
mean,
okay.
like, yeah, beamquake. Yep, insane. Yep, yep.
The world is moving on.
Yeah, yeah, here we go again. Uh, None of them foresaw what's happened. This universal exhaustion. I love that term. The
Yeah,
world has
neither
moved
did
on.
we.
I think it has. And left no one to replace the machines which hold up the last magic in creation. Okay.
See, there is magic still.
Yes. Oh, but she can't make up her fucking mind.
I know.
I'm on the same page and she said it like four different ways. Okay, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Next sentence. The magic is gone and the machines are failing.
Okay. Somebody shut her up.
Right? I don't care what you say anymore. Soon enough, the Dark Tower will fall. Perhaps there'll be time for one splendid moment of universal rational thought before the darkness rules forever. Wouldn't that be nice?
But
Why can't
why?
we? Why can't we just have that now?
How would that happen before it falls? Like, is it like the eye of the storm?
Yeah, like everyone goes, "Oh shit," and then dies. And I'm with Susanna though. Won't the Crimson King be destroyed too when the tower falls? You know, him and all his crew, the guys with the bleeding holes in their foreheads. He he has been promised his own kingdom where he'll rule forever. Right. Tasting his own special pleasures, whatever that means. What's the Crimson King gonna do? Oh God. Uh, yeah, promised. Promised by who? Who is more powerful than who?
It is interesting because we've had a lot of like different people on the side of good at different levels of power, and this is kind of the first time where we're seeing like, wait, there's someone even more powerful than the Crimson King in control of all of this on the bad side. Like that's scary.
Yeah,
Yeah.
who? Yeah. Who the fuck is controlling him? I've never heard of this
Yeah,
entity before.
and I'm
He has
still
been
not even
promised.
sure that we've ever find out an answer to that.
That's what I was thinking. I didn't wasn't sure I wanted to say. Like I don't. I should know who that is, and I don't, which
Right.
means we never find out.
Like
Yeah.
we legitimately don't know who that is. That's weird.
Well, unless because the next sentence is, Lady, I know not, perhaps this is only what he has promised himself.
Well, that's fair. Maybe he just made it up because he's insane.
Yeah.
Oh, let me guess. The Crimson King went mad too.
Maybe Roland should just go mad, or maybe he already has, and that's what this whole journey is.
And then is it? I don't know if I agree with the next one, but can nothing prevent the fall of the tower? Not even a gunslinger friend hopes to prevent it, only to slow it down by freeing the breakers and slaying the Crimson King. Well, I don't.
I mean, I kind of agree because his whole obsession, and even since he started, he didn't even know what the point was, but it was just to get to the tower. So I get what she means, where it's like he wants to slow it down so he can see it before he dies.
So he's not trying to save existence. He just
I
wants
think
to see.
he would tell you that now he is trying to save existence, but even that might be a lie.
He didn't even know who the king was when he started. So he didn't
Exactly.
set off after the king, but he set off because I can't remember the conversation with his dad, but
Yeah, and it always became a thing where he was like, I just have to get there. And I'm like, okay, but
Well,
why?
yeah, it was like the second book or something where it was like, I have to get to the tower and sing people's names. And I'm like, why? What is the point?
right? I feel like I might need some peyote or something for that. Beer.
Some quaaludes.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh, I I don't know. Up to that point, I just assumed he was trying to save eternity. Maybe he's not. I mean, he can't be going there for the king because the king he didn't know about. That may be a side project at this point. But I thought his main quest was to save the tower. I guess maybe it's not. After all, I don't know. I don't know if I agree with me on that.
Well, I think we said, I mean, I remember feeling that way from the beginning, where it was like a lot of times when it was first mentioned, what is he doing? Why is he going to the tower? He would pretty much be like, I don't know, but I have to get there. So I'm
He
not
said that.
like, I kind of agree with what she's saying, where it's like, and at this point, he probably feels like he is trying to save it, but like subconsciously, we all know what's going on here.
Only a return of the magic could possibly save it. And as you yourself well know, your din deals only in lead. Okay, well, hold on. So how do we get the magic back?
Yeah,
I don't
right.
feel like I've heard that before either.
You have to believe in fairies.
Yeah, so I guess. Well, the good ones or the bad ones.
I mean, I was just making fun of
Irish
him.
fairies are a motherfucker. I gotta tell you.
I feel
Like,
like it's gonna have something to do with that.
with what?
The return of the magic.
Yep.
You said Jake?
Yeah, because
Yeah,
he's like super strong in the touch.
that's fair. That's a good point. That's magic, the psychic powers. I
Yep.
mean, all of the demon stuff is technically, I don't know, is supernatural, magical? I don't
No, I think they're drawing a line there.
know.
That's just super evil. It's not magical.
Right, okay. Well, it's only magical if it's good. Like, what would you call the turtle sigil and all that? Is that magic?
I would say yeah.
Right,
Yeah,
that's what I
yeah,
think.
you kind of would. Yeah, I would call that magic. Maybe you're right. Maybe it's only magic if it's good.
Well, no, Black 13 is definitely like
Well, that's true.
that's evil.
Yeah, so all the magic's not gone.
Mia's misinformed.
Well, that's the other thing. Mia, where is she getting her information from?
I mean, it seems like
From
she's been,
Sayer? She hasn't talked to Sayer yet, though. Right? This is the first time she talks to him when he calls.
yeah. But even Susanna points out, I mean, maybe she's lying, but that Mia knows things that Susanna never knew. So she clearly has information. I just get the sense that she's been around for a while, so, stuff on the demon grapevine.
Because you are possessed and I am your possessor.
Such
Duh.
a weird way to say that. Like, it's one thing to be possessed, but then to have your demon look at you and be like, I'm your possessor.
All right, so I mean, I know. I don't think that's ever happened before. Who are you? I'm possessing you. It sounds like I could see Leslie Nielsen there or something. Airplane. Surely you can't be serious.
Don't call me Shirley.
So, thank you. If she is possessed, Mia is not part of Susannah one stinking little bit, right?
One would think not.
She's a complete outside entity at this point. So fuck her.
Yeah.
Get out. So get out of my head, and then
Get out of my head, get out of my body.
Yeah, but like,
would it be a normal baby if she gets rid of Mia?
getting rid of so dealing with personalities when it comes to like schizophrenia is hard enough, but when it comes to demon possession, it's not like you can just be like, get out, you.
I have a song that I'm gonna play for them.
Well, but maybe if Mia actually has the tap, Mia would want to get out.
Yeah.
Mia would definitely not want to go anywhere.
That's what I was thinking. She doesn't have a body, does she?
Where would she go? Where'd she come from?
Got an
Where
address.
did she go? Yeah.
Well, I didn't mean that, but hey.
That was what I heard too.
Where do you come from? Where there you go. Yeah, that was like every techno song or place you went to play that like 10 times. Okay, I like it. This is what Susannah's demon told her. She had her own. And then later on, they're like, this is what Susannah's other demon told her when Devin's talking to her. It's like, oh, that's kind of fun. I like that.
Yeah. She's got lots of inner demons.
All right. Here we go. Let's try to get through this. 6 beams, 12 guardians, 1 for each end. Got it. We're on Shardik. Were you to go beyond the tower, it'll become a Matoran. Wait. The path of the turtle, the way of the... Wait. Okay, anyway. There are but 6 demon elementals, 1 for each beam. Okay? Below them is the invisible world. That sounds like Stranger Things. Maybe that's where they got it from. Those creatures... But...
I was going to say Stephen King came first, and then I realized that's what you meant. And I'm like, that's very possible because they were huge Stephen King fans. Huge Stephen King fans.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to say. They're definitely fans, so they probably is where it came from. Upside down. All right, there are speaking demons. Wait. Below them is the invisible world, those creatures left behind on the beach of existence when the Prim receded.
What is the Prim?
It's like a soup of, like, you know, like how the ancient Greeks thought the Prim was where life came from. It was like you stick a ladle in and you make some, sprinkle it around and make some life. It's kind of like that. It's like the soup of existence where all things come from.
Okay.
Oh, so is it good and evil?
It's neither.
Oh, okay.
It just is. But the evil people are the only ones that have talked about it so far. So I don't know.
It says the Prim is the primordial chaos that Gan, the spirit of the Dark Tower, originally rose from, spinning the universes from his navel.
Wait, Gan is the freaking Earth elemental, right?
Yeah. Well, I thought Gan was like the good spirit.
It's like
Gan is a godlike figure who rose from Prim, who spun the physical universe from his navel and is the spirit of the Dark Tower. Others say Gan rose from the Prim and Midworld, emerged from him, breaking apart into many parallel worlds. After the Prim receded, the beams. Oh yeah, no. I don't know. He is thought by some that the tower could be the embodiment of Agua, as the sisters from Our Lady of the Rose believe.
Now that we've met them yet.
Yeah.
Okay. So where were we? So they're speaking demons of house, which some call ghosts. So ghosts are actually house demons. Interesting.
That's not, it goes against everything I know about supernatural elements, but okay.
I know it kind of does, but you know, hey, you can make up whatever you want, right? Ill sick demons, which some makers of machines and worshippers of the great false god rationality, if it does it, call disease. Ill sick demon. So disease is just a sick demon that you got infected with.
Of
Yeah,
course,
And
it is.
many
it
small
reminds,
demons. Go ahead.
there's a guy who's famous on TikTok right now. I can't remember his name, Brian something. And he's like a demonologist, and that's how he talks. Like anytime there's a problem, he's like, "Well, that's because you have an addiction demon, or an alcohol demon, or a stress demon," and he's like, "Gotta get rid of
Like, what if demons?
that."
Uh, okay, so as there are 12 guardians for the 6 beams, there are 12 demon aspects. For each demon is male and female. Okay, doesn't make
Cool.
any sense, but okay.
Why? Yeah. Why does it matter?
So yes, well, Susanna began to see where this was going and felt a sinking in her gut. So, all right, you
Oh, that was to tell her that demons can be hermaphrodites.
you're telling me that the demon elementals are hermaphrodites.
Yeah.
That's why they're sterile, because they're both.
What do you mean they're
Or
sterile?
so the demons. Okay, I'm gonna keep reading. The place of the oracle, you did. So it wasn't the oracle. Interesting. Your din had intercourse with one of these demon elementals in order to gain information. Oh no, in the oracle. Wait,
Wasn't that
the
her? What
demon
is?
is. Wait. The demon's in the oracle, but the oracle's not the demon. I thought the oracle was
The Oracle was a place too.
okay. Yeah, I mean it definitely was, but I thought there was like an entity oracle in the oracle that
Yeah, there
was
might have
in.
been.
Like he's just changing shit on the fly at this point. Um, you did have intercourse with one of these demon elementals in order to gain information. He had no reason to think the oracle was anything but a succubus. So apparently it wasn't. Just a run-of-the-mill demon sex bot. Um, the demon took the gunslinger seed as female and gave it back to you as male. Okay. That was a long
Obviously.
way. You could have just led with that sentence and we could have moved on. Although I like when it's like it tried to get away. She told me. Once it figured out it had its caught in a damn Chinese finger puller, it tried to get away. And me was like, if it wanted to get away, it would have. Like, ooh, what does that mean? So the demon let itself get trapped. So what? They could finish. I
But that
guess
means that it didn't care about Jake coming through because that was what she was doing, was distracting it. So
that's a
like
great
they let
point. The
Jake
demon
come
distracted
through.
them, and they didn't know it.
Right.
It was a stressful time. There's a lot going on. A demon had taken in rolling seed while female had stored it somehow and shot it into Xana as male. So she knew what she needed to know.
Bada bing,
And
bada
then,
boom.
right. I have the problem. And then she spends basically the rest of the time trying to tell her not to trust the people she's waiting on the phone call for. And this is what Susanna's other demon told her. Fine. What did Detta tell her? She's dumb. She can't read. She's an idiot. Ain't been to Morehouse. Ain't been to no house. What does that mean again? That means she's not smart or something.
Morehouse College.
But he had a whole like page where he was explaining why that was what that meant or something.
Yeah.
She knows all this other stuff as well. She knows about demons and elementals and beams and the prim. As far as I ever knew, prim's a word used for girls who are always yanking their skirts down over their knees. She didn't get that other meaning from me, so she's explaining to her that this isn't part of us, I guess.
That's what I was saying earlier.
Yeah. Okay. And then she went Toadash again and sat up back in the. Oh, so that time she went Toadash from the hotel room and talked to Mia, right? Is that what we're saying?
I guess they're saying they went Toadash. Yeah, that's what you just said. Sorry, to talk.
Yeah. And then came back, and now she's in the hotel room again, and she's got legs.
Locked away.
That's confusing. All right, so phone rings. Yeah, right? And then yeah, there's Sarah. What did Sarah want? I don't even remember.
Yeah, what did he say? Oh, he was just telling her to go to the Dixie Pig, right?
Yeah, I think so. Like,
But
hey, you're
it's
gonna
like,
be there, right? Just checking.
why didn't Mia just go to the Dixie Pig?
The king keeps promises. I mean, think of the practical issues. Who else would have the keeping of the perhaps most important child to ever have born, including Christ, including Buddha, including the Prophet Muhammad? Well, clearly nobody but Mia, some weird demon that didn't exist. Why would you give it to everybody else? I like how Deto's like, all right, enough of this shit. She would just leap forward before Mia could stop her. I just picture like a bunch of like personalities like sitting around that black hole and just like waiting to like squeeze through.
Yeah. That is like, let me at him.
Right, your turn. You try it. What if we all go at once? Oh, hey, there's an interesting thought. Um, I'm pretty sure I know who she is anyway. That truth seemed obvious to her. The part of me that wasn't Susannah or someone from the void to do the Crimson King's bidding. The third part was the Oracle, elemental or not. That's what I was just saying, right?
Yeah.
The female force that had first tried to molest Jake and had taken Roland instead. So it started with the Oracle, and then Demon came in and said, no, hold on. I got something I got to do. Wait.
So that's weird. I'm confused.
I was okay with it till the Oracle came back. Now it's confusing again. So Mia is the Oracle, one of Suda's personalities, and a demon from the Prim or some shit.
Yeah.
Well, that's fucking complicated.
Her personalities have personalities.
Yeah, we haven't gotten to the damn shootout yet. So Sarah calls and Mia, Susanna figures out that Mia told him everything. So, I mean, you're right. Wouldn't have mattered how careful they were because they knew, but at the same time, Jesus Christ, they weren't being careful. Like, maybe they would have, I don't know, would they have found them as easily if they weren't leaving smoke signals everywhere?
Well, I mean, maybe not, but like Susannah and Roland and them had to know sort of where they are in order to find them. So either way.
Yeah. But you're damned. You know that, don't you? Like, I don't care. Eternity in hell is a fair price to pay for one look in my chat's face. Hear me well, I beg.
Sorry, but I disagree.
Yeah, no, it's definitely not. And like that, he's like, and carrying Susanna and Detta with her, Mia opened the hotel room door and took her first steps on her course towards the Dixie Pig, where terrible surgeons waited to deliver her of her equally terrible child. Well, that's one big foreshadow. So we know where this is going now.
Right.
He's going to the Dixie Pig. Finally, I can say those words. And then, so Roland and Eddie get ambushed. They're going. All right, so Roland goes through basically unscathed. Eddie gets knocked unconscious, and Roland he saw the sight of a weapon the second they got through the door.
Yeah.
and basically ran for cover before they could start shooting. Which I don't care what he saw. I don't buy that.
I mean, Roland, like his senses are insane. So
Yeah.
I mean, he's fast, but I mean,
he's got like Spidey senses.
well, maybe, yeah. He's definitely he's the guy I want next to me for sure. Actually, probably. Oh, that was loud.
Sorry.
He's probably the guy I want in front of me, not even next to me. I'll be behind you. I'll be behind you naked. Just call me when you need it. I'm really impressed by people that fight naked. Yeah, I mean, basically they get out of it. I don't really have
I was kind of shocked that the two like civilians just instantly died, and I was like, "Oh, dang. Bye,
I like
ladies."
the store owner. No, who's the guy that like?
Oh,
Uh,
John
yeah,
Cullum.
John Cullum. I feel like I've heard that name, or maybe it's because of the tower. I'm not sure. I'm starting to be like, hey, that's familiar. And I'm like, oh yeah, you've read this like 5 times. So probably should. Everything should be familiar at this point. Yeah, that guy was like, because the store owner was useless. Which I mean, I guess if you're in rural New England, you don't run into that situation very often.
John Cullum is an
Oh,
actor, also, by the way.
oh, he is. Okay.
So
Is he,
that's probably why it seems so
have I ever
familiar.
like? Is he any good? Is he in
He
any?
looks familiar. I have to see what he was in.
Right. Yeah. One hung back. Roland recognized him. Enrico Balazar's ugly lieutenant, Jack Endowini. The gunslinger had seen his man die, gunshot, and then eaten alive by the carnivorous monstrosities which lived in the shallows. But here he was again. Because infinite worlds spun on the axle, which was the Dark Tower, and here was another of them. Yet only one world was true. Only one where, when things were finished, they stayed finished. It might be this one, it might not be.
Wait a second. Does that mean Jake is not from that world? Because that's not true.
That's a good point. Jake didn't die. Jake got
Well,
transported
he
at the
did
beginning.
die, but he didn't die permanently.
We got transported the second he died, right? Does it count? Does it count?
Yeah, but he remembers dying. I mean, getting transport. I think like the death was the portal.
Well, yeah. Either way, he died the second time for sure.
Yeah.
Um, well, he can't be because he died a couple times.
Right. So maybe he's not. Yeah.
God damn it! Nobody's from Keith World. Like I don't even know how to say that because I'm not sure.
In that case, they can't be because they were all from the same world. Because Jack Mort, who made Susannah into Detta and then lose her legs, also was the one that pushed Jake.
But
True.
all these people exist in all the worlds. That doesn't really mean anything.
Well, that could mean that none of these people are from the Keystone Earth.
Yeah, but couldn't Jack be from a different Earth than they're from and still? I don't know. I think I'm
Well,
confusing myself.
we know Susannah and Jake are from the same place because and Eddie because they all see each other.
Yep.
So maybe they're not from Keystone Earth though.
Maybe. Never mind. It's like me and you need to talk. I think I know the answer, and I can't say it. Let's move on. Forgot where I was. Andolini. So yeah, I mean, basically they get out of it. The store owner, it's the store owner's wife, right? They just kind of sit there
What?
in the shootout.
I don't know if they say that. He said it was. I don't know.
Truck shows up. Like there was something hypnotic about all this, like watching one of the lost beasts of Eld come tumbling out of the sky with its wings on fire. What? Okay, I have questions. What is the lost beast of Eld?
Like, it sounds like a.
It sounds like one of Arthur's dragons or something.
Well, the way it's described sounds like a meteorite or an asteroid.
You know, that's not bad. Yeah, I can see that. Do they have meteorites in Midworld?
I don't know.
Maybe.
Right. Eddie got shot, and it was like no big deal. I was like, oh, right on his knee, 3 inches below his knee. Ow, man.
Yeah, that's rough.
And his arm, apparently, which I didn't remember.
I don't remember. I don't remember that. So, in the shootout, he got hit in the arm too. I think he's like Chip. Actually, seemed chipper. Well, they do. Yeah, they like to store on fire, don't they? They pour the gas everywhere.
Yep.
I don't know. That was. We've been talking too long. I'm losing my voice. Yeah, that was actually pretty cool. I forgot it. And of course, you know, the numbers on the what is it? The diesel pump stopped at 19. They haven't had a lot of 19 in Susanna. It was all over Wolves Up County. You running water?
No.
What was it? I guess that's it. Okay. I mean, I don't know. Do we got anything else?
I don't think so.
Fight over? We didn't talk a whole lot about the fight, but you know.
I mean,
Where
there's
do
not
we
really
leave off?
anything to talk about. It
Yeah,
happened.
they get away. They take 2 cars. Where do they end up? I forget. Or where do they go? Do they go? Where do we leave them at?
Well, they're still at the house, and he's saying, "Do you know of Stephen King?"
That's right.
And
Oh,
he's, well, the last thing of note that I took down was like, did the walk-ins start after Stephen King moved closer to you? And he was like, yeah, actually.
I think we lost Amber. I know we did. Maybe that's why she stopped answering me. Yeah, I forgot about that. You know who Steve? Yeah, they had a whole conversation. Like, yeah, he lives like right down the road. We did 8 or 9. We stopped at 8, right? Or
We
after
stopped,
8.
yeah,
Yay!
well, after 8.
Hello.
Yay! Where'd you go? Is that why you stopped answering me? Because you weren't there?
Sure. How could I know that?
Right. I guess there's no way for you to know the answer to that. Yeah, so now so Roland and Eddie are now learning. Cullum asked them if they heard it. Stephen King, or the other way around?
No, so Cullum asked them if they were walk-ins, and they were like, "We don't know what you mean." So then he explained it. And
About
then
the
Eddie asked Cullum, "Do you know who Stephen King is?" And he was like, yeah.
I like, yeah, I know. He's like, vaguely. So, so we are not in the key world, or we are?
I think they are, because it's, what, 77?
So this is the one where the shit counts.
Yeah.
Right.
So Stephen King is from this one then.
Yes.
Yeah, and so they're in what 77, so he would have been pretty famous at that point. Got like 3 books in. But I like the whole idea of the walk-ins. That was awesome. I forgot all about that. They're like, yeah, people just start showing up and out of nowhere. They kind of don't know what's going on.
I love how he's so like calm about it. Too. He's like, well, it happens.
Right. He's like, yeah, are you a walk-in? And I just want to know, it's like being quick, yeah, being quick. Yeah, walk-in, yeah, walk-in. So they learn about Stephen King, I guess. He's like Crimson King, Stephen King. Is Stephen King the Crimson King of this world? It's so like ridiculous. She's like, come on, Roland. It's like, wait a minute, no, Stephen King wrote this, and so wait, who is damn now? Allie disappeared.
Oh no.
Nobody can stay connected. A woman with a bald head who seemed to have a bleeding eye in the center of her forehead. Who the fuck was that? And where did these walk-ins come from? Oh, like why? I don't know. Why aren't they the only ones? Considering what they had to go through to get there, where are these other people? What are they doing to get there? Where are they walking in from?
For some reason, I got the impression that they were like ghosts, or like it was like the plane before they moved on, or whatever.
Allie's back.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, they're like dead people?
I don't know, but that's what it feels like because that's what I think Jake saw or something, like when he saw all the people walking around.
So the walk-ins are like the dead people they saw when they were like at the Rose with Susanna, Mia, or whoever the hell she was saw.
Yeah, but it is interesting. I don't understand the connection to the Crimson King because they say it like on the next page that's clearly connected to the Crimson King. The woman with the bleeding eye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like I said, like as hard as it was for them to get there, where are these people coming from? Because they clearly have an easier way to do it. They're just like walking back and forth almost by accident. But Callahan's method was much easier too, wasn't it? He just kind of thought about it and he was
stumbled into it.
Yeah. Salem's Lot. That's actually Jerusalem's Lot. So Jerusalem's Lot. Does that mean that's a real town in this world? Oh, it has to be because that's where Callahan's from, right?
Well, yeah. Yeah.
See, it's getting thick.
In one of the worlds, it's real. In Keystone Earth, no.
Okay, so we're at the end. So Callahan and Jake we know nothing about.
And Oi.
Then
Oi better be okay. I'm just saying right now, Oi better be okay.
Yeah, he always. Yeah, I don't care about Callahan. Well, Jake. I need Jake to make it too. I agree. Oi better be okay. He's my favorite. I need a stuffed Oi. So.
Yes, that would be so cute.
Yeah, and I don't want it to look like a ferret because I feel like that's what it would be.
A furry?
Ferret.
Ferret. Oh, okay.
Oh.
It has to be furry. It's not a furry ferret.
Well, I was like, how big do you want this thing?
Mascot size.
Right.
Actual size. I saw a rest stop said 25, or saw a sign rest stop 25 miles. I thought that was a big rest stop. Okay, so Susanna's, where did we leave her? She's about to have the baby, I guess. I don't really know where she's at. They got done talking and she figured out that
Mia is going to the Dixie Pig to have the baby, yes.
Right, okay, that's where that's her. So we should be going to Jake and Callahan next. Right? Yep, we are. Okay.
I hope so.
And the podcast, everybody say bye.
Bye.
Bye.